Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Code S. We just finished up GSL Code A.
Good riddance is what I say, Tasteless. It's time for Code S.
Some of those games, wow, those were pretty rough. Okay, I'm glad to be doing Code S now. We had our sloppiest games. Although we did have bit by bit prime in this tournament, but other than that, he was more like playing the game incorrectly. But oh man, Angel Girl prime, wow. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Code S. This is a pivotal group here. Not only does it have two top Koreans, but it has our only two foreigners.
It's Foreigner Fight Night, Tasteless.
Yeah, Foreigner Fight Night. So we know that we're probably getting a lot of viewers here. If you're new to the GSL, welcome. Thank you so much for coming down here.
Yeah.
Speaking of thank yous, thank you to our sponsors at Sony Ericsson. If you guys know people that cannot watch these games live, please encourage them to get the premium ticket. The money that you spend on that does go to improve the streaming quality here at the GSL. So definitely worth it if you want to support esports, if you want to support GOM TV and all that jazz. So we have our two Korean players playing first.
Yep.
Then we have our two foreigners playing against each other.
That's right.
After that, we have the winner of the first round against the loser of the second round. So no matter what, we will have a foreigner against a Korean.
Yes.
Yes. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. We got two Terrans, two Zergs in this group. There's just so much to talk about, actually. Here's a fun stat. Nestea is the only Zerg that just made it through purely on like his own merit. There's two Zergs. Nestea went through his group totally fine, and then the group with three Zergs and a Terran got a Zerg through in Xenio, with the Terran winning the group. So basically, we have two Zergs and two Terrans in this group. Can a Zerg get out? This is looking like Season 1 of GSL Tasteless, where there's like almost the Zergs are just falling left and right.
Yeah, we only have we don't have that many Zergs. Although to be fair, we don't have very many Protosses getting that far either. At least in Code A, I believe.
Yeah, in Code A, we're actually very light on Protosses.
Now here's the Code S round of 32 Group G results.
We had Clyde. He totally destroyed the group because he's going to win a GSL. And then Marine King Prime took second. Slayer's Legal Mind. He's going to go with up and down matches. 2 tries to stay in Code S. Zenix Live Forever. 2 very fast losses. Not as fast as San Zenith, but pretty fast.
Pretty fast. Now for the round 16 qualifiers. As you can see, as Artosa said, not very many Zergs here.
Nope, just Nestea and Xenio. Protosses a little bit more with Sagisu, Choya Foyu, NSP Genius, and OGSMC. Then as Terrans, we have a bajillion of them. Slayer's Boxer, the best Foyu. I'm MVP, OGS Hyperdub, OGS Nada, Star Tales Rainbow, TSL Clyde, and Marine King Prime. We. Wow.
So obviously we're going to have probably a Terran in the finals.
I'd say there's a good chance of that.
Good chance of Terran versus Terran in the finals, even.
There's always been Terrans in the finals, but Clyde has not stepped up and won a finals yet. Maybe finally a Terran will win, and it will be Clyde. Wouldn't that be perfect?
That would just be something else. We are going to go ahead and look at today's matches now.
We have OGS Ensnare against Czech Prime.we, and then Liquid Jinro against EG Hydra. How will this go, Tasteless?
I don't know, man. I have
very
no idea.
hard to predict the Liquid Jinro EG Hydra match.
Ensnare should win his match against Czech Prime. Czech Prime,
yes,
again, representing the competitive Warcraft 3 scene. The rest of these guys, StarCraft 1 players. Actually, Ensnare, does he have any Warcraft 3 history?
Yes, he was a Warcraft 3 player as far as I know.
Okay, so we have 2 War 3 Koreans and 2 StarCraft 1 non-Koreans.
Yep.
Hydra, my teammate. I'm EG Tasteless, he's EG Hydra. So clearly we know who I want to have win this event.
EG Hydra is my anger life mate.
Yeah, he's your angry nerd life partner.
Yeah.
Round 16, groups A and B, we're going to have in Code S.
We're going to have I'm Nestea against OGS Xenio and Slayer's Boxer against TSL Sagisu. That is a crazy group right there. The best Foyu against I'm MVP, OGS Hyperdub against Choya Foyu. That has to be the weakest group from the round of 16, no doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm MVP should probably crush out of there, Tasteless.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom him not getting
Hyperdub has been getting a little bit better, but I think you're right. It's going to be tough.
Then we have two totally killer groups as well. NSP Genius against OGS Nada. TSL Clyde against the second place from today. And then we're going to have ST Rainbow against OGS MC. Ooh, that's a sick match.
Yeah.
And then Marine King Prime.we against the winner of today's group. So I tell you what, man.
Man, Group C is going to be pretty scary
Oh, absolutely.
to be in. Man.
So is Group D. I mean, look at that. You have 2 second-place Terrans and a champion.
Yeah,
That
no
is
kidding.
pretty
Man,
stacked.
oh man. All right, so
The,
even if you get out of this group that we're casting here today, you're going to have a tough journey upward.
Oh, absolutely. I think the groups A, C, and D all seem really, really difficult. Group B, I think, is definitely like I'm MVP is like dancing. He's like playing his maracas and stuff because he's so happy.
So like his
that
tambourine out and stuff.
Yeah.
And his
Not that group is
tap
easy.
dancing shoes are on.
Yeah. Not that group's easy, though. I mean, that's actually still a very hard group, but comparatively to the other three, it doesn't look nearly as hard.
So, I'm really excited to see the results of today's games. I don't know who's going to win, to be totally
this
honest.
is a hard group to predict.
You got Czech, who's played more games than anybody.
Yeah, I think he's
in
actually played the
StarCraft 2.
most games in StarCraft 2.
He's trained really hard. He was a War 3 competitive guy. Not a pro gamer. I don't believe he was ever sponsored. But
yeah, it actually was.
Oh, he was sponsored. Yep. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I was misinformed there.
No.
But never like top Korean War 3. Always overshadowed by Lin.
Yeah,
Moon
was always, but he was always very steadily going to tournaments, doing a good job.
Yeah.
Very well known in Warcraft 3. Ensnare, on the other hand, really not well known.
Yeah, Ensnare, a little bit under the radar here, but certainly a well-known player here in StarCraft 2 from the very beginning. All right, so in a moment here, we're actually going to introduce our players. I can't wait to get these games going. We're going to have 2 TDZs to start. Then we may switch into another TBZ, a CBZ, or a TBT.
Oh, let's take a look.
Let's take a look-see.
Never mind.
Oops, excuse me.
Never mind.
We're just too excited to cast these games here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought we were getting cued to the game screen now. Artosis, what do you think Czech's going to have to do to beat somebody like Ensnare in this match?
Czech can do it.
Yeah.
He absolutely can do it. Will he do it? We're not completely sure. A few little facts about Ensnare. He has not been living in the OGS house for a while. So he's mostly practicing on ladder. I'm sure he does customs, but he's doing a lot of ladder games. But from what I'm told by the people in the OGS house, Ensnare is still quite good. So he's still going to be very dangerous. I heard he has some pretty sick killer build orders against Zerg. And so that makes me a little bit scared about Czech. Now, the thing about Czech is he does some really cool stuff. He does some stuff really well. His drone balancing in the games that we've seen so far is below what it should be at.
Yeah, I think his economics is what he struggles with.
Yeah, everything
Unit
else
composition's
very
great. Micro obviously great from Warcraft 3. So I wouldn't worry about it from there. Ensnare is pretty balanced. Now we're going to have the interviews with the players.
아이드라 선수가 좀 껄끄러울 것 같아요. 저랑 좀 불화도 있었고 아이드라 개인 방송 중에 게임 중에 저와 대화가 있었는데 이게 좀 안 좋았습니다. 그 일로 인해서 아이드라 선수와 정말 붙고 싶습니다. 아이드라 두고 보자. 결승을 목표로 임할 겁니다. 특별히 각오는 마음속에 있고요. 겨울 추운데 감기 조심하세요.
김성재 선수랑 장민철 이번에 우승해가지고 좀 많이 설치는 것 같은데 만나서 하고 싶어요. 기세만 잘 타면은 끝까지 갈 수 있을 것 같고요. 오픈 시즌에서 좀 너무 쉽게 떨어진 감이 있었는데 제가 사주를 봤는데 재수가 없었대요. 2010 내년에 좋다고 하니까 사주 한번 믿어보고 열심히 해볼 생각입니다.
I tell you what, Tasteless, I've always liked Czech, but now I really like OGS Ensnare. He was letting us know it has been cold. Be careful about that.
That's good because I was actually going to walk home naked.
No, we'll listen to him because he's right. He's right, Tasteless. So we see Ensnare has actually done a great job round of 4 in the first season, and then the round of 16 in season 2 didn't make it into season 3.
Yeah, somewhat of an upset there, not getting to season 3.
Yeah.
But he's back.
That's so funny how many Koreans are actually deciding that Hydra is like the one they want to face, and he thinks he'll be uncomfortable to play Hydra because apparently they had a fight in a ladder game on Hydra's stream.
Somebody didn't say GG.
He called me a newbie for playing.
He said my strategy had no skill. I take myself very seriously.
Who hasn't had a problem with Hydra? If you hit him in the ladder, man, that is that. Even if he beats you, he's like, you're terrible, quit. And you're like, oh. The tyrant.
Every show needs a villain. Now, here's Czech in his booth.
Now this guy...
If you guys are just now joining us, those are hand warmers they're holding on to.
Yeah.
We don't have a bunch of hacky sack players here in the Realm studio. Because you need to have your hands warm. The blood needs to be circulating. It's a game of high APM, actions per minute.
Yep.
So, just in case you're wondering.
So, Czech Prime. Couple round of 16s and round of 32. He's actually quite a good Zerg. He's been one of the few Zergs that he's been very stable right around that region of round of 62/round of 32. Very stable in that way. I wouldn't actually call him unlucky at all. That's one thing I think Czech is actually pretty realistic overall, normally when I talk with him, but sometimes in these interviews he's I think he rates himself a little bit higher than maybe he should.
One thing about Czech is he's pretty consistent.
He is. He's very consistent.
He's not like one game it's like, whoa, this is the Czech I know, and then the next game I'm thinking, what is Czech doing? It's always been pretty balanced.
Yeah.
When you get a player like that, the more they train, the higher up in the overall rankings they're just going to get.
Well, Czech has played probably the most games of anyone.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see if maybe he has fixed some of his economy management problems. That's really where Czech suffers. Other than that, Czech's play is normally really quite good.
Yeah.
Quite fun to watch.
He's a very good player. This is Codas, so it's like everybody's so good that sometimes if we say, oh, this guy might not be the favorite, we're not saying he's not good. It's just that these are basically top 32 players in the world. So Czech here, obviously there's some people that aren't here, but it's not an unfair statement to make. We actually competed against Czech in Shanghai in a tournament.
Yeah, he all-in B. It was great. It was awesome. He's like, I hope you don't have any roaches on that ramp as he right-clicks up it. It's like, well, dude, actually I would have, but it's lagging because I'm in China.
We did beat Team Korea. That'll probably never happen again. USA beat Korea.
Yeah, that's quite
and
true.
we can milk that for all time. So if you're getting tired of hearing that, not going anywhere anytime soon. Of course, we didn't. I lost to Loner in that tournament.
Yeah, you did.
So
what a noob.
That was terrible. So some happy memories and bad memories with that. We're going to take a look at the maps now. And here we are.
This is really, really exciting. Scrap Station takeout for Ensnare, Steps of War for Czech. Pretty reasonable. Now, Shakuras Plateau is the map. Now, this makes it so interesting.
It's a great map, TDZ.
Yeah, the map can be so fun in this matchup. Now, this is going to be a great map for Czech. This is such an important match for him. I feel like Ensnare is the guy that he needs to get a win against in this group. It's definitely the most beatable player for Czech's style because Ensnare is kind of a similar style with Terran. So that's going to be a good matchup. If Czech runs into General or Hydra, I feel it's going to be a lot harder. Those guys are very turtly, and they're very good at managing their economy.
Well said. They do turtle a lot.
Because Czech is more of a mid-range player. He's going to play not all-inning for the most part, but his economy management is going to be as good as theirs. So a turtly management player is going to beat him. He has to win this match.
Turtly, a player who turtles, turtly. The game is loading, so we're going to get this game started any second now. Get ready. To our Terran in the red. He was playing since the beta. He was one of the best Koreans then. He still is now. Here in the GSL Season 4 Codas. He's chewing gum. Some players do prefer to chew gum when they play to keep the rhythm of the game. Helps them concentrate. In the blue, we have our former competitive War 3 player, now turned StarCraft 2 player.
Check the prime win.
All right. They are cross positions on the map. And that's going to be very good for Czech. That's exactly what you want as Zerg. This is actually the best case scenario for Zerg versus Terran is this map, these positions.
Of course, if you're next to each other, Terran can do that odd push into your main.
Yeah.
Which you don't want to have to deal with.
That can be pretty scary.
A red Terran going for an unorthodox wall-in. This is one that is based off of the drone not being able to get inside because you can wall in here with 2 structures instead of needing 3.
Yep.
So he's basically, they can be somewhat of a tell. saying, well, wait a minute, what doesn't he want me to see? Maybe I should be a little bit more defensive.
Yeah, in fact, every time we see that build, it's either additional barracks in the main for a rush,
Yeah, or command
or
center.
a command center. Yeah, absolutely. That's the two things that we always see with that. It's never tech.
So even though you're trying to hide information, the fact that he's trying so hard to hide information, from a Zerg standpoint, that can give you information in another way and say,
Oh,
well,
certainly, yeah.
what is he so worried about me seeing? Well, it must not be something ordinary.
All right.
Okay, so for the time being, we have SCV scouting.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be command center, by the way. We haven't seen a second barracks pop up yet. Meantime, Czech is going hatchery first. And in fact, it's not just hatchery first, it's hatchery first, then a bunch of drones, and then a spawning pool. And this is against just a one barracks play, so this is perfect build order for Czech.
All right, so Czech, he's been known to do this before. And I got to say, it's not a bad idea on these spots. It's safe. Terran is far away. I know Terran could have made a second barracks and attacked him. But in this case, Terran's not. Terran's making a fast command center, so it's totally fine.
Yep. And Czech will be completely okay against this. He did see a Marine coming his way, so he might send some additional drones down, chase it away. He's going to want to be very proactive at stopping this bunker. Not that the bunker would do a whole lot. Czech should be fine no matter what here.
Uh-oh.
Now, drones are faster than a Marine, so that Marine is going to go down, but, oh, beautiful, does take out a drone.
Oh my
Wow,
God, it's
Czech-
going to complete? The bunker's going to
losing
complete.
2 drones.
That was sloppy.
Quite a mistake there, losing 2 drones, but he throws down the spine crawler. Now, Czech did make a couple extra drones before the spawning pool, so it's not as bad as we would normally see it. Czech's still in a totally fine position.
Terran may salvage the bunker and turn around.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to happen pretty quickly here. Might just use that to scout the front of the base for a bit. I don't know why, but looks like he might.
Oh, this is smart by Czech.
Yep.
Czech leaves the base, sends links towards the Terran. Now, Terran is already prepared.
That's right, walling that in. But those Zerglings would have stopped any reinforcements headed at Czech. So now he realized, okay, I don't need to make any more Zerglings. I'm fine. Nothing else is coming. That was like a little fake pressure rebuild. Now, Czech does have his 2 queens. We see a factory going up for Ensnare. And Ensnare, of course, with a very tight wall in here. Even got that eBay there.
He may go for a 2-base timing push when the Zerg tries to take a third.
Yep. Right now we have 20 drones against 22 SCVs. Czech is going to want to stay on top of making drones as quickly as possible. His Overlord does know what's going on. He has seen SCVs at those mineral patches and whatnot, so... Catching that oddly placed Marine.
Overlord moving out. It's always a good idea to park an Overlord behind your opponent's minerals.
Yeah.
So if you're paying close enough attention, you can see them transfer SCVs, for instance.
Yeah.
Meaning, oh, whoa, there's an expansion somewhere. Or you can even see if they're going to get mined out soon.
Czech is actually using his Overlords really well. One checking behind the expansion, one checking over near the rocks. So he can see if the Terran decides, oh, I want my 3rd base back there, and starts killing them, then you know exactly what's going on. Also, he has the watchtowers. Everything going actually quite well for Czech.
Reactor on the way here. Probably will land the starport on that. And get medevacs. Am I right?
I think you're right.
I'm right.
Tasteless. Looks like we may just see some just Marine medevac play. Their +1 is being researched. Zergling speed going up as well as the melee attack for Zerglings. And Czech hasn't started his lair yet, so the lair's just a little bit late here.
Well, Czech is a guy that doesn't like to tech very quickly.
Yeah,
Generally speaking.
Tries to get a lot of drones. A lot of times we see him 3rd hatch on 2 base, which has become a little bit more popular lately. He does have 3 queens as well, so can definitely lay a lot of creep.
Overlord spotted that medevac.
Ooh, tasteless. Very nice use of that Overlord.
Over here in
gone.
the Zerg's main base.
Yeah, if we at the Zerg's Expo, we see that extra queen. He's going to be laying a lot of creep. And a drop is leaving, but right now, Czech is making a Baneling nest as well as a hatchery. So he's going to be going 3 hatchery, high economy Banelings. He does have the double gas that we know so well. So it looks like he may be going for some very aggressive play off of a high economy, which can be very good against this because there's no siege tanks in play. Siege tanks are really the counter to something like this. Now, this drop is coming tasteless, but with Speedlings, a couple Queens to target Medivacs with Banelings, I don't know exactly how well it's going to do.
Here come the Medivacs now. They're going to have to pick up.
That's right. Getting some additional damage with those Marines on the low ground. But the Banelings are coming in.
And he's got to pick them up now. He's over-stimming there. There's a shark in that water, Rtosis.
Really?
The Zerg could actually infest that.
That's actually the same type of shark that's on Lost Temple tasteless. This is a Twilight map tasteless. I don't think that the same type of shark would actually live in those 2 different planets.
The Zerg should infest it. They could have a water unit.
That'd be pretty sick.
All right, here's another drop. Czech seems to be having a tough time splitting his army up.
And just trying to make him use up as many Banelings as possible. A smart move at this point could be moving the Spine Crawler over a little bit. And in fact, he's going to do that. Baneling speed on the way, +2 Zergling attack. It looks like, well, nice move there by Czech, but just constant harassment. He's actually done a good job with those, considering. Just spent a few Marines on killing a lot of Zerglings and Banelings. But Czech right now, it looks like tasteless. He's going to go just plus attack on his Zerglings. He is getting the Spire, yes, but he's getting Baneling speed as well. So he's going to focus very heavily on Zerglings and Banelings while getting his 3rd base. He's actually looking very, very good right now, tasteless.
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to feel pretty good about Czech's chances.
I want to make sure our observers understand, our viewers, I should say. Czech didn't, just simply deflect that attack. He lost a lot of Banelings, though.
Yeah.
And it looks like Ensnare's not done doing this, but when the Spire comes out, that means Medivac drops are suddenly risky.
Yeah, they become very risky. You swarm underneath with Zerglings and or Banelings, and you kill the Medivac with the Mutalisks, and things end poorly. Right now, supply-wise, Ensnare does have more supply. It's 115 to 110. And he's doing a good job with his harassment, but that Spire taste is just finished. A lot of mutas are on the way. Czech has a very nice economy. He's up at 57 drones compared to 63 SCVs. He's got good upgrades, a huge amount of Zerglings. He has Baneling speed. He's getting a 3rd base. He has 3 hatches, 3 queens. Everything's going very well for Czech. Ensnare, he's going to have to get something done here.
Yeah, he certainly is. Czech almost plays like a defensive Keurig style. 2 bases, hardcore, low tier, but not as in your face with it. Looks like Terran's going to push out now.
Looks like Terran.
What are these mutinied Marines?
Yeah. And through the bottom of the map, we do have Ensnare walking over.
It's too bad he missed that.
Looks like he's going to attack the 3rd base of...
It's built by Ensnare. It's smart.
Yeah. I like the attacking the 3rd base through here. If you go through the center, it takes a very long time. If you go through here, you can take a 3rd base and attack a 3rd base. So it's a much better thing to do. And those Marines, tasteless, are going to be taken down because they're just right-clicked on the rocks.
Okay.
Tasteless, I don't see Czech stopping this attack very easily. There's enough siege tanks there.
The mutas are out of position. They weren't able to spot this in time.
And the Zerglings are coming up. They do a +2 attack.
I can't believe he's
coming
engaging
as well. And he is just counting on his Zerglings with their very good upgrades.
And might actually work if the mutas get over there. No, excuse me, there's too many Marines. I didn't see that.
And that did not end well for Czech. He just lost so many units. Right now, Ensnare, 35 supply up. He's at 145 to 110. And Ensnare going to take out the 3rd base while taking his own tasteless. This is looking almost unwinnable for Czech after that huge blunder of using every unit he had to suicide up that ramp.
Yeah, absolutely. Czech, I think, has already lost this game now. He's going to lose his 3rd base.
Looking like it.
There's not enough mutas to really make much of a threat on the map. They can't really pick off any Marines. There's more Banelings coming. Terran taking a 3rd base. I don't think his 3rd base is going to be stopped, too.
Yeah, I don't think so, tasteless. That's a hard area to attack into. But, with all those Terran units way over there attacking your 3rd, Check, go and counterattack maybe. You can't run up a ramp
Yeah,
against...
attack the front.
There was 5 siege tanks and a ton of Marines with 1-1 up there. No way, no how your single file Zerglings up a little tiny ramp are going to stop that. So Check with a huge mistake, and Ensnare really punishing him now.
Ensnare trying to get a third again. A lot of Terran units here. Nice fungal, but the real action's up there. A lot of nice siege tank shots there from Ensnare.
So many kills on those siege tanks. 21, 11, 20. Absolutely sick. 9 on that one. He's not quite as good. He's only a corporal.
Someday he'll get up in the ranks.
Hopefully. And Ensnare is going to take a 4th base while Check is taking a 3rd, Tasteless.
Ensnare is out of control.
Ensnare is actually playing very, very well.
I like the way he's approaching his positions on the map.
Yeah.
Taking the long route that's narrow, tough for Zerg to engage you, to surround you, rather than the short route that's quick.
Absolutely. Beautiful play by Ensnare. I'm really, really impressed.
He's stimming. He just wants these Zerglings and Banelings to go into the siege tanks.
Oh my!
Looks like Check bites the bait.
He does bite the bait, indeed.
Bites the bait.
And he's going to take out these siege tanks, and looks like he will clean up this army. But more Marines on the way. You don't want to engage too much with the mutas. You don't want to lose them. 2 Marines.
Yeah.
As more come up, he does have to run away. More Zerglings coming, though. Tastes great upgrades on those.
Nice Marine micro, letting the tanks tank the damage. Tanks, that's what they do. That's what they're really good at. They're good at tanking. It's in the title.
There you go. More mutas being made. A lot of upgrades being made for Check. He's getting some level 2 armor and some level 3 attack. But Ensnare is looking so invincible right now, Tasteless. Just expanding, macroing, pressuring. Not just going and trying to kill, just getting these positions that are very hard for Check to attack into, yet Check trying to attack into them. Looks like Check has given up on expanding his creep any further.
And this is, getting tense here. Zerg hasn't really been able to utilize his 3rd base for very long. Note that Check is no longer just doing these all-out aggressive attacks. He's just sort of wearing the Zerg down.
Yeah, Check keeps on attacking into these fortified positions with a lot of siege tanks with clumped up Zerglings and Banelings, and that is just not a winning strategy overall. Right now, we have Ensnare at 188 supply against 124 of Check. Check supply heavily in Zerglings. He has 84 Zerglings right now.
Oh my god.
93 SCVs for Ensnare. His economy is absolutely insane. And we're going to have an attack here. Check going in again. I don't think this is going to work, though. Even if he clears this out, Tasteless, just such a superior economy.
Oh, and he doesn't even clear it out. Looks like Check could even expand again
Check
here.
is getting mated here, Tasteless.
No kidding. Well said, Artosis. He's just going to take a risk here and go ahead and just rush forward. Try to take out these drones, maybe take out the hatch. And I think Check may GG. He may have to tap out pretty soon here.
Yeah, he's going to have to. The game at this point looks to be pretty much over. 66 supply against 176. A 5th base even gone for Ensnare. GG. Ensnare absolutely crushes through Check Prime. And, well, I mean, that's the entirety of what happened. Check definitely got outplayed. There's no question
kidding.
there. I mean, people may whine one way or the other about various unit composition stuff, but Check got outplayed.
Stop that.
Did you see how he played? Well, play better then.
Yeah, well, I mean, he just wasn't prepared.
No, he was.
We haven't really seen a Terran push like that. It's
No,
pretty smart.
that was great. That is actually one of the reasons why I think that is one of the best maps up there with Metalopolis. A wonderful, wonderful map. Really, if you know how to play it, you play it right, anyone can win on that map. It's a great map, Shakur's Ravine.
Plateau.
Kulas Ravine.
What kind of geographical architecture does it have?
Cavern?
Cavern?
A plateau?
Plateau. Station, maybe? Station's
Anyways.
not a geographical thing. Okay.
Very nice
So,
play by Ensnare.
Ensnare's looking pretty good. He may be coming number 1 in this group. Look, I don't actually care anymore. I want to talk about the foreigners. We have EG Hydra against Liquid Jinro. EG from the same team that I'm on, Evil Geniuses. Jinro, a member of Team Liquid, teamliquid.net. I'm sure we have lots of viewers from that site.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great
They're all
site to go
clapping
to.
right now. They're going, no,
Me,
Jinro.
me. So, if you are new to StarCraft, that's a good site to go to. If you want to connect with other people that like to watch StarCraft, to play StarCraft. Basically the best StarCraft site there is.
The biggest
huge.
StarCraft site outside of China.
Yeah.
It's actually like over 10 times
It's actually bigger than
the
any Korean site. Yeah.
Yeah. Over 10 times, Stacey.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
So,
Very cool.
we have another Terran versus Zerg. In this case, Jinro the Terran, Hydra the Zerg. Hydra, very well known in StarCraft 1.
The only non-Korean pro game over here for a long time.
Yeah, and we're going to have an interview with both those guys.
I'm excited about this.
No interview for Hydra. He did not have time, but we will have an interview with Liquid Jinro.
Darn.
Rats.
What would Hydra really say, though? Everyone's terrible. I wish Zerg was better.
Probably something like that. So enjoy this interview here with Jinro, guys, in just a minute. And after that, we're going to go back to talking about the players and doing this and that and plugging the sponsors and all that stuff.
It would be Minchel, young Minchel. Well, look what happened last time. I would like to face Czech because that would mean, hopefully, that Ensnare beat him and that I beat Hydra. Well, to win, well, my first goal would be to stay Codes, and I hope I can improve on my performance from last time and hopefully have a better showing than I did last semi-final, if I get that far. Well, thanks to everyone who supported me in Korea, outside Korea, at home. It means a lot to me. It meant a lot to me after the semi-finals when all the fans came up, at the finals when everyone came up and congratulated me. It meant a lot. Thank you.
Tasteless, is it just me, or is Jinro looking particularly handsome today?
I think so. And here we have some banner here at the Kraken. Hydra against Liquid Jinro, a Terran. Jinro.
Fixing his
Gorilla
mouse,
was just
apparently.
giving a mouse right now. That's not how you use a mouse.
Season 3, round of 4. I'm sure y'all remember that. An amazing macro Terran. This is such an exciting match, Tasteless.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to see the results. I'm really curious, actually. The map is Jungle Basin, so it does slightly favor the Terran.
Yeah. This is actually a map that we've had very few Zerg vs. Terran wins. I think we've had 2 overall since it came out in the GSL.
Get a little bit of vitamin C there.
That's right.
Got to stay healthy. You don't want to have like a soda or something, you know.
No.
Unless it's sponsoring the GSL, then you have to have a soda. Then you actually want to get like a beer bong and stuff, and pound one of those.
Pepsi bong.
But in general, you want to drink something that's going to kind of keep you awake, make you feel healthy. And here is Hydra.
Oh, look at him. He looks cool.
He looks good with that jacket. Hydra did not have time to do an interview. He's very busy training. And the studio, actually, from where he's currently located, is pretty far, in case you guys are wondering.
Yeah.
He just didn't have time to do it. So, we're going to have season, as you can see in season 1, 2, and 3, he was present in all those. I would say Hydra's fairly consistent, kind of like Czech. He doesn't generally just be like, oh my god, Hydra, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He tends to have a play style that he sticks with. He's pretty safe.
Quite true.
Yeah.
He's lost to some very good players. Lost to I'm MVP last season.
Yeah.
Lost to OGS Xenio the season before. And Angel Girl Prime season 1. We'll forgive him for that, though.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that. You should not have said that.
No, I shouldn't have. That just
Oh, wow. I actually had forgotten about that. Okay. So, by the way, thank God we don't have to commentate any more games with a guy called Angel Girl Prime.
Or Bit by Bit Prime.
Whoa. So, I'm wondering what's going to happen here. Both these guys are pretty safe players. Jinro a little bit riskier than Hydra. Hydra's been criticized for perhaps not having enough of a diverse
It's
play
like
style.
arguing what's older, Venus or Mars. They're both very old, Tasteless, and these two are very safe.
Yes.
They both like macro
But
games.
if there's one that, if you had to, say which one might actually do something risky, it would be Jinro way before Hydra. Hydra actually just never does anything risky. In like rush-wise. You don't agree with me?
Well, in StarCraft 2, we haven't really seen it yet. In StarCraft 1, at the end of his career, he was actually rushing people to mix up his play. So
that is true. Well, you got to rush a little bit. But so far in StarCraft 2, at least in tournaments,
he gets
not so much.
pigeonholed
The
a little
countdown
bit
has
more.
started. Let's go.
No,
the maps. Excuse me. I was so
Countdown
excited. I thought I got the
hasn't
cue wrong in my ear. Here we go.
All right, Jungle Basin. Jinro took out Blistering Sands, and Hydra took out Delta Quadrant. Well, Jungle Basin, that's going to be a hard map. It's going to come down to, can Hydra do enough damage with his Mutalisks? Most likely, It's a macro game. That's probably what's going to come down to. He's going to have to really try so hard with his mutas to get damage into Jinro before the push comes out so that Hydra will actually have enough to stop it.
Yep. And Jinro knows that, so we'll probably see some pretty stable play style here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming from him. He's going to probably try to wait it out into the late game. There are some rushes you can do with Terran on this map, but there's really no need to do that, to take a risk on this map specifically.
Hydra
Hydra's
have...
going to have perfect third base timing,
Yeah.
or he's going to be in trouble.
That's quite true, Tasteless. Your
Yeah.
third base timing is so important in this matchup. I actually met up with Hydra for lunch before I came into GOM today. Went over his strategies a little bit. He has something special planned for this map.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Can't wait for us to talk about that here in the game. By the way, special thanks to our sponsors at Sony Ericsson. And thank you, everybody at home, for tuning in. Artosis and Tasteless. Mixed it up this time instead of Tasteless and Artosis. Tastos is here.
Tasteless. I'm Batman.
Artless. You're going to be the Batman? No, you are Robin, sir.
Tasteless.
The countdown started. Actually, the game is loading, so let's get ready. It's going to go.